Uh, Dear students, in continuation of the part 1, so I'm going to start the part 2 in which we are going to learn about the power, and also we take up some problems to solve this here. First of all, power means what here? Power means the rate of doing work. Power means rate of doing work. And P equal to, we can write W by T. Its SI unit is here. SI unit is watt. And what about instantaneous power? Instantaneous power P equal to, we can write as dW by dt, that is work done. And if delta T, that means this is, if time is very small, we can write as this. Actually, we can write delta T tends to 0, limit, better to write, tends to 0, delta W by delta T. And we can write this implies P equal to, we can write as dW by dt. And we know this W equal to, we can write F ds. So therefore, P equal to d by dt of F ds. So which gives you power equal to, that is a W, F of ds by dt. But you know, ds by dt, rate of change of displacement is velocity. So we get P equal to Fv. And in terms of vector notation, we can write as P equal to F bar dot V bar, which will give you Fv cos theta. This is the another notation of the power here. Okay. So power is a rate of doing work, and instantaneous power we can write as Fv cos theta also. Okay. Then coming up next year, in this power, where normally this power is used, power is normally used for the motors here. So normally the motors are used to dig the water, that means to lift the water from well and to also to eject it here. Okay, so here we are taking up a power of a motor, power of a pump, better to call. For example, so this is the pump here. It is pulling up the water and ejecting to a height h, ejecting to a lifting to a height h, and ejecting with a velocity v. Let us consider the rate at which the water is coming out is dm by dt. That means rate at which water is coming out is dm by dt. Then power. To calculate power, first of all, we have to calculate what is the work done. So dW equal to what we can write here. So what is the mass that is coming out here, dm, and what is the height here, h. So potential energy is what here, dmgh, and kinetic energy is what here, half dmv square. So this is the work done to lift the water. This is the work done to eject it with velocity v. So therefore the power of the motor or pump is given by, so dw by dt, we are going to get the power as dm by dt of gh plus dm by dt of v square. So this is the power of the motor or pump here. Suppose if it is just lifting the water, not throwing, just lifting the water. Only for lifting, what we can write? Only for lifting, V becomes 0, then power equal to dmgh by dt. This is the power of the pump here. Now, normally the pumps or the motors are made up of what here you may generally uses electricity to run here. That means they consumes electrical power and doing some mechanical work here. So here we are going to calculate efficiency of this pump here. Efficiency means how much power it is consuming and how much power it is delivering. So this is important. And in order to know that one, we define a new physical quantity called as here efficiency of the pump. Efficiency of the pump, that is represented by eta equal to P out by P in. P out by P in means P out means what here? How much power it has delivered and divided by how much power it has taken. So normally the power of the engines are measured in horsepower. So what is another unit of the power is another unit of power is HP. HP stands for what here? Horsepower. And 1 HP equal to 746 watt. 1 HP equal to 746 watt here. That means if you call a 1 HP motor means it consumes 746 watt here. 746 watt. 2 HP means multiply this one here. So there are some other units also there for power that is called as kilowatt. 1 kilowatt means here 1000 watt and 1 megawatt. Megawatt means here 10 power 6 watt. These are the higher unit of the powers here normally used in electricity here. Generally motors, the power of the motors is measured in terms of what here is horsepower 746 watt equal to 1 HP here. Okay, so this is about the power here. Then moving on to next topic here. Gradual and sudden loading of a spring. So what does it mean actually? Let us take a spring of constant K and the free end is attached with a mass M and slowly it is allowed to go down by placing the finger at the bottom of the block. That means slowly it is allowed to go down. Let us consider it extends by an amount y naught. The elongation produced is y naught. This is called the gradual loading of the spring. So according to the formula, the force equal to ky we can write. So here ky naught. So y naught equal to we are going to get how much here? Mg by k. This is what here gradual loading of the spring. Now sudden loading means what happens here. So here what happens, this is a spring of constant K. So when you attach a mass M and if you leave it freely, what happens here? The spring oscillates about its mean position. So it let us consider it goes up and down by a same amount y here. So if it is going up and down, y means here, what we can write here, this is what here it is going up means it gains what here, the spring undergoes what here, so compression and here elongation. So a compression elongation gives what here, as a potential energy in the spring here, and while it is moving, crossing this one, it gets what here, kinetic energy here. So therefore, we are going to write what here work done. That means what is the potential energy and kinetic energy here we are going to write. So potential energy is what here mgy and what is the work done by the spring here that is half ky square. So if you take a y can cancel out what we can get here y equal to 2 mg by k. And if you compare these two, here what is there here? Mg by k, here 2 mg by k means what we are going to get y equal to 2y naught. Means when you load a spring gradually and suddenly, the relation between the elongation produced is given here. So when you load it suddenly, the elongation is double that of elongation produced in gradual loading of the spring. So here the oscillations will make what here the black to extend more. Hence we are getting the relation y equal to 2y naught. So this is the gradual and sudden loading of the spring here. Next, let us take up equilibriums. Equilibrium means what are the types of equilibriums and what happens in that one I'm going to tell you. So when do you say a body is in equilibrium? Equilibrium is normally a state of rest here. So a body is said to be at rest or in equilibrium if the net force acting on it is zero. That means what is the condition for equilibrium here? F net must be equal to zero. If F net is zero, you know the relation F net equal to minus du by dx, where du is what here potential energy. As F net equal to zero, it implies what here u equal to constant, or du by dx equal to 0 or u equal to constant. This is called the condition of equilibrium. And here we are having three types of equilibria here. The first one is called as here stable equilibrium. So what do you mean by stable equilibrium? If the position of the object is slightly displaced from its position, then what happens here? It will come back to its original position. That means it will try to get its own position here. For example, take an example here. This is a bowl. Here one ball is kept here. If you slightly displace the ball to some other place, what happens here? It will come back to its initial position finally. So this type of equilibrium is called as stable equilibrium. In this one, we can write du by dx equal to 0 and d square u by dx square is positive, that is double integral, double differentiation, and also potential energy is minimum. Potential energy is minimum. The second one is called as unstable equilibrium. In unstable equilibrium, when you displace a particle from its position, what happens here? The force always try to displace it away from its position. That means it will not come back to its position here. For example, take the same ball but in the reverse form. Keep a ball here. If it slightly displace this one, what happens here? The ball will not come back to its position. Such type of equilibrium is called what here? Unstable equilibrium. Again, the conditions are du by dx equal to 0, d square u by dx square is negative, and potential energy is maximum in this case. Right? And the third one is here neutral equilibrium. So look at here, this is a plane surface on which a ball is kept here. If you displace this one, it continues to be on the same horizontal floor. Such type of equilibrium is called as here neutral equilibrium. In this one also du by dx equal to 0, d square u by dx square equal to negative, and potential energy is constant. So not minimum, not maximum, it is constant here. So there are three equilibria for this one. So normally equilibrium is decided by the value of the potential energy here. So if the potential energy is a minimum, then really that body is said to be most stable. If the potential energy is maximum, means the body is going to be unstable condition here. Okay, so these are the three states of equilibrium decided by potential energy. Okay, we shall do one problem now here. So how to calculate the potential energy? So one problem that I'm going to tell you here. So this is a one semicircular bowl, hemispherical bowl here on which one chain of mass m is suspended like this with one end is fixed to the top of the this sphere here, and the sphere hemisphere is having the radius r here. So what is the potential energy of this one? So the condition given to us here, radius is greater than length of the rod here, length of the chain here. That means total length of the chain is L, radius is greater than this one. That's why it is hanging here. So what is the potential energy of this spring is the question. To calculate this one, what I am doing here, I am choosing a small length element of this chain which makes an angle d theta, and here I'm taking as theta, this I'm taking as y, and this becomes what here, y cos theta, right? So what is this mass here? Total length of the mass per unit length of chain is what here? Mass per unit length. Total mass is m, length is l, therefore m by l. And what is the length of the small element here? This is the small length element dl. Length of small element. You know, arc length equal to, we can write what here? Radius into angle. Radius is r, angle is d theta. So I can write r d theta. Then what is the mass of this element here? Small element here. Mass of small element equal to, I can write dm equal to this mass per unit length into its length here, that is m by l of r d theta. And what is the height of this one here? Y. So therefore potential energy of the element du equal to, we can write dmgy, dmgy. But we want the potential energy of the whole chain. Therefore, to calculate that one, potential energy of whole chain, U equal to integral from 0 to L by R du. Why I have chosen L by R? The angle is extended from where to where here, here to here. This total angle equal to how much we are going to get? L by R. L by R. Hence, I wrote like this here, du, that is integral from 0 to L by R dm gy. So u equal to, I'm substituting dm value how much here? M by L r d theta. Y value how much here? This is, I'm sorry, r cos theta. This is r cos theta. Y equal to, we can write r cos theta. So integral 0 to L by R dm means m by L r d theta. G, y means we can write r cos theta. R and r square. So m r square by L. G also there. Integral from 0 to L by R cos theta d theta. Cos theta integration is sin theta. So we are going to get mg r square by L sine of, if you apply these limits, we are going to get L by R. So this is the potential energy of the spring hanging from the top of the hemispherical bowl of radius r, and the length of this one is L here, mg r square by L of sine L by r. So this is the potential energy of the spring here. Okay. Moving on to next problem. So this is a system in which a black M is connected by means of a string passing over this movable pulley, and again this is a smooth pulley and connected to edge P here. So when the system is left here, it was given that um, the point P goes up by L. The point P goes up by L. So what is the potential energy of the system? What is the potential energy of the black? That means when P goes up by how much here? P goes up by L. What is the potential energy of the M he is asking? Observe carefully here. If this P goes L means it will go like this. It will go like this means the black is going to down. For example, if it goes by down by x means what happens here? It x by 2 here, x by 2, and here it is L going down means what does it mean here? It is going to down here by L by 2, here L by 2. Once again I am repeating, if it is going down by x means this side x and this side x by 2, this side x by 2, it goes down. If it is going down by L means this side L by 2, this side L by 2, it goes down. Means how much how much length the mass or the black has descended, it is equal to L by 2. So what I can write, if P goes up by L meter, then black M goes down by L by 2 meter. So as this time has come, I will tell you one shortcut or the trick that you have to remember forever in the case of this connected bodies by pulleys here. Always you try to keep in mind that tension and length or velocity or acceleration. These are inversely proportional. That means displacement or velocity or acceleration, whatever it may be, you take with tension. So in our case, what actually happening here? Look at the situation here. This is point P given. If this is T here, so this is also T, this is also T. Here, how much tension is acting? Only one T is acting here. But here, how much tension acting here? T plus T, 2T. That means this black is acted upon by two tensions, whereas this point is acted upon by only one tension. So as I said here, they are inversely proportional. What happens? So here, two tensions means the length becomes what here? Half here. So this not only for length or displacement, valid for velocity, acceleration also. So if there are two tensions means, for example, if this one is having velocity v, then this one will have v by 2. If this one is having acceleration a, this one will have acceleration a by 2. So like that, they are inversely proportional. Therefore, potential energy of the black U equal to, so how much distance here? The center of black has moved L by 2. Therefore, mgl by 2. So this is the answer for this pulley problem, where we can easily calculate what here? Potential energy of this system here. So in this way, we are going to use the formula. All of you go through the formulas. Whenever the assignments are given, try to solve the problems further by using these formulae. Thank you.